Hey guys, it's Angie from My Fairy Treasures. I almost forgot my own name. Anyway, okay, you guys. I don't know what you guys. I don't know what you call these. I'm just gonna show you what I've made, and I learned it from a new friend that I have on YouTube. It's what is her name? Oh, 507 Willow House Journals. I've mentioned her several times. You guys, I love her. She is hilarious. She's the sweetest person. She's so talented at making junk journals. You will love her. Go visit her. I will put her link in my the description box, because have I listed her in my description box yet? I don't know if I have or not, but I will list her today in my description box. It's 507 Willow House Journals. Okay, I saw her make these and I'm like, oh my god, I have to make these. Now I believe this was a design team project because she's on a couple design teams, and it was the papers from that design team. And if I could remember what the papers were, I would tell you, but I can't remember. So I just remember how she made this. And so I've used my own printables to do it. So this is a coffee dye doily. Got it at Dollar Tree. And she had something like this, but the paper looked like this. It had the doily already on it. So I wrapped a doily around it. Okay. So you take that off, and I use the paper clip. Now I'm going to decorate my paper clips. I just haven't done it yet. This is an envelope that I've made out of my printables. And I printed it just on printer paper. Okay. And inside, look at this. This is what I thought was so cool. You open this up and look at it. For one, it's a letter, like a love letter or something. And I got this letter off of, I love the writing. Isn't it beautiful? I got this, I just Googled love letters, and I just printed off a bunch of love letters on Google a long time ago. And then this is coffee stained. Okay. And then I trimmed this down. Now, I could, if you do a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which means it's 8.5 inches long, you're going to have to use a piece of scrapbook paper and make your envelope an inch or two bigger, widthwise. Okay. It doesn't matter your length. It can just be 8.5. It can be the 11 inches, because you're going to fold it up anyway. But it's the width, because if you try to use my printables or any other piece of paper that's 8.5 by 11, that envelope's going to have to be a little bit bigger. So I wanted to use my printables, which is 8.5 by 11, 8.5 inches wide. So I trimmed this down a little bit. What did I trim it down to? I trimmed this one down to 6.5. Okay. And it fit nicely. Okay, then I made like a little list pad, like I've been making in my other videos, but you attach the list pad on top of the letter. I just think it's fabulous, and I love all the layers. So a piece of parchment paper. This looks like a piece of wallpaper, but it's not. I found it at a thrift store. Then a little beautiful piece of book paper. More book pages, music notes, more parchment, coffee dyed paper, more music notes, and then lastly, the love letter. So, and it doesn't have to be exactly, I just call it a love letter. I have no idea if it's a love letter or not. I can't even read it, but I love the print on it and everything. So this just folds up just like this. It fits in here. Now you also need to take in consideration how big your junk journal is. So if you're, what is going on? Okay, take in consideration your junk journal, how big your junk journal is. If it's smaller than this, then you need to make your dimensions a little bit smaller. If it's bigger, you can go a little bit bigger with both. Okay, maybe you just kind of keep in mind what your dimensions are of your junk journal. Okay, so again, you put all this back on top, and this is beautiful just to just place in the front or the back of your junk journal, or attach it to a page in your junk journal with your paper clip. You can just attach it. So this can be removed out of the junk journal. So that's how I'm going to do mine. Okay, and then I did one more. Now this one, I hadn't trimmed down the paper, right? So the paper, here's my doily. I coffee dyed. I'm going to get these at Dollar Tree. I didn't trim it down, so it didn't fit because the envelope was 8.5 by 11, and so was the piece of paper. It needed to be a little bit bigger, right? So if you don't trim the letter down at all, you need to make the envelope bigger. So I used a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock so I can make the envelope bigger. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Very beautiful. Okay, and then this is all distressed with Tim Holtz Distress ink. And then open it up. Okay, let me show you the letter. There we go. This is another letter that I found on and I usually do them in all different languages because I like to do a lot of collage work, and I like to include languages and cultures and different races of people in my artwork. It's kind of like what my artwork's about and what my junk journals really are about. So I always try to include that. So this right here, I believe is Italian. Yes, I believe it's Italian, but just look how beautiful it is. Okay, and so then what do I have? So again, I just made like this list pad, like I've been making my list pads, but it's inside of this. So we have a piece of music note, coffee dyed paper. Look how beautifully coffee dyed that is. Like a toile piece of paper, that toile print. 2 book pages. Okay. And then a piece of, it looks like vellum, but this is parchment paper. That's what I use instead of vellum. And look, I love how that looks. Doesn't that look cool? And this says, you are beautiful. You are a beautiful soul. These are in my Etsy shop. I have a full page of really neat sayings that you can just trim out and use. Okay, so I want to show you how to make this. It's super simple, which is why I'm making 2 videos in one day, because it's really, really simple. Okay. All right, so I've already trimmed this down because I want to use my printables for the envelope. Okay, so I trimmed this down to 7 inches, and my my printable is just a regular 8.5 by 11. So we have plenty of room, so this will fit in there. Okay, and this is another letter that I found. I just Googled love letters, and this is another one I found. I think this is just Old English. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started layering this up. I pulled a bunch of papers. Where did I put the papers that I pulled? Okay, that's what I did for preparing. I prepped for this whole thing. What did I do with it all? Is it right here? Oh yeah, it's right here, I believe. Yes. Okay, so I prepped. I went ahead and got a bunch of paper, different papers. Oh, it smells so good because they're all coffee dyed. I love it. Okay, so this is a dictionary page. It's coffee dyed. Now what we need to do is work out what width we want all the pages. So I want them like at least an inch smaller. So I want these to be like 6 inches. So, and once you get your first one done, first one measured out, then you're good. First of all, I want to just, what is this right now? Oh, we don't have that much to go. All right, let's just take this off the edge here first of all, because we need to. I got to be careful. This paper is kind of brittle. I've coffee dyed it, but it's really old. It's an old dictionary. 8.5 inches wide. So I want it to be, oh no, this. What is this? This is 7. So I want this to at least be 6 inches. So let's see. So we're basically at 6 inches. if I just trim off a little bit off of here. Just a little bit. Can I do it this way? Okay. Let's just go like this. I hate trimming off little amounts like this. It's so hard to kind of rip it. This thing, oh, I got it. I thought I was sitting there complaining and I did it. Okay, what is this now? We're at 6 inches. Perfect. So now this is going to be my my sample for everything. And as long as we're not any longer than the 11.5, we'll be perfect. So see, that's gonna be perfect. So you can still see I want you to still be able to see the sides. Okay. There's some things we don't even have to cut. We'll just use them the way they are. This old piece of paper, oh, I just love it. It's so old and vintage that it's almost falling apart. I have 2 pieces of that. We may not stack those together. Look at this. This is a beautiful list pad that I've had in my stash, and I absolutely just love it. And I'm making copies of it because I want to be able to use this in my, I'm almost done with that list pad. So, okay, now this one. This is an old dictionary page. And what did I say this needs to be? 6 inches. So let me just see what this is. Oh, duh. What I just got done saying. I just have to measure it up to this one. Here's my... Alright, so let's just measure it up to this. I almost forgot what I was doing. So this right here is my, the first page that I measured out, 6 inches wide, is my, it's like my little pattern. So I can just always hold everything up to that, make sure it's 6 inches. Okay, there's that. This and this are fine already, so we don't need that. Let's measure this one out. Is this one 6 inches? Oh, this one's basically 6 inches. Okay, so we're good with this one. Then there's a piece of, what do you call this? This kind of paper. Oh, I hate when I can't think of the name of things. I want to say graph paper, but this is not graph paper. Ledger. I got it at Dollar Tree. I coffee stained it. So, and let me just make sure it's not any longer than this. It might be. Nope, it's the same. Okay. And then here's a piece of, and this is all paperweight. This is music notes. I want it to be all music notes. So we're going to go down the center and go off on both sides. There we go. There we go. My pile of scraps over here is just huge. Okay. And then line this up here. I love stacking paper together like this. I just love it. All right, and then I have this one. This is a word search, word find. I love it. And it was already old. I've had it for a few years. And you can get these at Dollar Tree for nothing. For $1.25. And then I coffee dyed it. So. Okay. So now we have all of our pages. And let me just make sure everything fits on here and it's not longer than this. Is it? Longer than the... No, we're good. All right, so we got our little stash. And you know what, just to keep our little stash together, because I like the way it looks right now. Oh, you know what we didn't do? The last thing. I almost forgot. How could I forget? This stuff. Okay, just a second. My parchment. How could I forget the parchment? All right. Okay, let's measure out the parchment paper because I love that to be last. I love how that looks. And then up here it's so uneven that I'm going to even it out with this. And then tear off the bottom part. There we go. All right, and this is going to go on top of here. Look how cool that looks. Oh, I love that. Do I want to do that or the music note paper? Because the music notes look really good under the parchment too. Now we'll do this because I already measured that out. Okay. Do I have everything else? I think I believe I have everything. So as soon as I have everything stacked together, I just put a quick staple in it so that everything is together. Let me just make sure it's all together. Did you catch everything? Yes, everything is caught. Okay. So the next step, let's take this away for a second. Get out my scoreboard. We need to create the hinges or the flaps. Flaps and hinges are the same thing. Let me grab a piece of cardstock. I'm going to grab a piece of coffee dyed cardstock. You can use whatever you want, but I believe coffee dyed cardstock is what's going to really work with what I'm doing. All right, better be able to find a piece. Just a second. There we go. All right, got a piece of coffee dyed cardstock. And so when you're going to make hinges or flaps on a scoreboard, you go every inch. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, keep going. And now let's suppose you don't have a scoreboard and you want to do this. Get a piece of cardstock out and measure 2 inches and cut it out. And then fold it right down the middle. Okay? So every inch I am scoring. And then I'm only going to use one of these for the hinges. But just keep them, I keep them right in front of me so that I have hinges whenever I need them. I use them all the time. Okay, so what you want to do is every 2 hinges, then you want to cut. Or if you're doing it by hand, you want to measure 2 inches and cut out your strip, your hinge, and then fold it in half. And I'll show you what I mean. You just won't have the score lines to fold it in half like I have here. See right here, I have those. Can you see the lines? Anyway, there's a score line here, and I can fold it in half really easily. You won't have that, so you just need to fold it in half yourself. Get a bone folder or a back of a spoon and go like this, just to really crease that in there. Okay. That's a little uneven right there. All right. So let's bring this back over. And before we do all that, let's staple the sheets onto the letter. Like this. And I like to have a little letter on each side, so you can tell it's a letter underneath. Okay, so we're gonna do one more staple. Right there, just so it's easier when we put this on. So now we're gonna take this and we are going to go on top. Oh, what am I doing? Man, I just messed up. All right, it's this one here. I did this before too. No major, it can be undone. This staple here is the staple to hold all the papers together. We gotta first put our thing on top. This is what really makes it look like a really nice list pad. So we're gonna put this on top like this. There we go. Get all the papers in here. Get this lined up where we want it. And as soon as we get it lined up how we want it, now we're gonna staple. Now we're gonna staple. I'm gonna put one staple here, one in the middle, and one at the end. And then we can trim this off. And one other thing I didn't do that I wanted to do beforehand was ink this, like ink this edge here. I always forget to ink before, but we'll just ink it like this. At least this part will be inked. So if you can remember, ink this part before you staple it on. If you even care. And then kind of I go along all the edges like this, just to give everything more age and just more fabulousness. Okay, so we have all of that. Now we need to attach this onto here. Now we can attach this onto here, and we're going to use 2 staples at the top for this. This needs to scoot over just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put 1 staple here and 1 staple here. And then if you want, you can put something here nice, like I'll put one of my labels again that I love. Okay, here's some more. It says, "You are a beautiful soul. What if you followed? She loved herself first, as unique as you are." Which one should I put? I think "You are a beautiful soul." Let's do that. You know, I'm going to use my paper cutter. And then I also have like I keep cutting these, so I always have them. And sometimes I cut them all out. I keep them in this plastic, my little plastic bag like this. So. And these are out of cardstock. Okay. All right, let me put these back. I have a little bin here that's right on my desk that has all that type of stuff, so I can use it whenever I need it. It's right at the ready. And you are a beautiful soul. Isn't that nice? And that can go right here. Okay, but before we do that, let's ink it up. We're going to use the Distress Oxide Antique Linen, which you guys know I love. And we're going to, this just gives it that aged, that perfectly aged look of paper, like the paper's just yellowed. And then we'll take our dark brown here. And we'll go around this. Damn, this thing is getting worn out. I need to get some more of these things that go on top. Okay, and then let's use a glue stick to glue this on. And you can use whatever you have in your stash to decorate this at the top. A piece of lace would have been really pretty, but I did want to use something that can lay flat. That will cause a little bit of bulk in your envelope. So, and you're already going to have some bulk, so that's why I didn't choose lace. That's awesome. What if we did that? Just put that little, I punched this, I used my punch and punched out some scrapbook paper that I had that was just sitting on my desk, a little piece. What if I put that heart right there? Fabulous. If you're gonna do something like that, just make sure it won't get caught up in the folds. But this is right at the top, so it won't get caught up in the folds. And a beautiful little heart. Don't forget about your punches. Your punches are really good for when you have a bunch of scraps left over. Look at your scraps and start punching them with all your punches. Like I just was doing that today. I have another heart that's kind of like a half heart, like a little, there wasn't enough paper for it, but another heart. And then I have a mason jar die. Isn't that fabulous? So I'll just put these away and use them whenever I need to decorate little things. Oops, there's another heart. And here's another heart right there. So anyway, that's beautiful. So I just put that on there. So now what we need to do, this is actually longer than the paper, which we could just leave, but you know what? We're not going to. In fact, you know what? It'd be easier if I just trim it. Let's just trim it. It's one piece of paper that's just a little longer than the rest. That happened to me last time too. I don't know how that happens. I measured everything. Who knows? Okay, so the next thing we want to do is get out, I'm using my printables, okay? Which this is the regular size of paper, 8.5 by 11, okay? So it's 8.5 inches wide and 11 inches in length. Okay, so we're gonna fold this up. Oh, and turn it upside down, and then that way this will be right side up. So don't fold it like this is the right way up, right? Turn it upside down, okay? And upside down and on the white side. Oh, you know what? I just said that wrong. Okay, turn it the right side up. Okay, it needs to be the right side up. No, am I right? No, turn it. Okay, turn it to the white side and turn it around so it's the right side is on the bottom. Okay, so when you come up, it's all right. So turn it upside down and to the white side. I had it right the first time. Jeez. And then fold it like this. It may take you a couple of times to get everything kind of even. Is that even enough? What the heck? Let's see. That is not even. All right, let me see what I've done wrong. First of all, do I have this right? This is the first part I need to make sure I have right. So get one side lined up. There we go. Now it'll be better. Got that side lined up, and now this can come down like this. What do I say? Perfection is for the birds. I need to stop trying to be perfect. All right, good enough. Okay, so we have our flap. And an important thing is to round the corners. If you don't have a corner chomper, just use your scissors and round the corners out. But I do have my corner chomper. This just makes your envelope look more like an envelope. Okay, so we rounded the corners there. So, see? And before we glue this, yeah, this is going to fit in here without a problem. But before we glue this, I just want to make sure that we fold this up so everything fits in here. So don't completely squeeze this down yet. Just try it in here to make sure that everything fits good. Oh yeah, we're good. All right, so this is going to fit just perfect. So now you can go ahead and, ow, oh, I just poked myself. And be careful because there are staples. I just poked myself, ow, with the staples. Be careful with that. Just learned a lesson. So when you're going like this, don't go too much and bring this up so you don't kill yourself like I just did. Ow. Okay. So let's take our letter and put that to the side and let's work on our envelope. Now I'm going to put some gussets in it, which means those flaps. Okay, so I have one of them here that has a little piece left over. Is it? Nope, it's not long enough. Okay, so we've already made the flaps. We have our sheet of flaps. Let's just cut some off. At the end, you'll have, if you do it on the scoreboard, you'll have like a little piece left over. Just cutting that off. Okay, so every two, you cut your flap. You cut right on the score line. And I think I can get 2 hinges from this one. We'll see. Am I bleeding? No. Okay. Remember, then you fold. All right, let's see. And then you can just measure right here where you want your hinge. And you want to make sure that you don't get yourself into, I would put it up to the top when you glue it in and stay away from getting in the crux right there. Okay. Yeah, we can do 2 of them out of this one. That's what I thought. So just take this one, put it on top of that one and trim. Keep this because you can make little list pads with that. Okay, so now we can either use, so I want to use glue. You can either use glue or we can use, we're going to use glue because it's going to be a lot faster. You can use that or double stick tape. But we'll use our Eileen's Tacky. Eileen's Tacky is great because this is cardstock. We're using paperweight here, but cardstock for the hinges. Okay. I love making these. Okay, so then we're going to take this and put this right on the edge here. And clean up our mess if we have any glue seepage, which we always do. Let me grab a new baby wipe. Clean up any of your there we go. I love Eileen's Tacky. It's so tacky and sticky that it just, everything just sticks down so well. And it can be hard to stick down cardstock. Do I have the paper towel somewhere? It's okay, we'll use this one. All right, so let's now glue down the other one. The other hinge. And the folded edge always goes on the edge of whatever you're doing, okay? The open end always goes towards the center of whatever you're working on. Make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. There we go. Eileen's Tacky is very thick, as most of you guys know. So when I store mine upside down. And that way you can get back to your gluing right away. Okay. There we go. Sorry I'm being quiet, you guys. I'm just focusing, getting this in the right spot. There we go. And then let's take our paper towel and just clean up any glue seepage. There we go. You guys, learning how to make these hinges is a game changer. You've seen how many ways I've used these hinges. These hinges are the bomb. Now I got to be careful with this wet paper towel because, you know, I don't want to keep wetting my paper too much. Okay. Let me make sure everything hasn't moved. Nope, we're good. Okay. So now we need to get our glue out again. And go on both sides. Stay away from the edge a little bit because it'll seep up on its own, as we all know. How long have we been on here? Okay, 37 minutes. I actually thought this would only be just a 30-minute video, but it's not that much longer. Okay. That needs not to be going together right there. And by putting these hinges in, it allows for you to stuff something more in there, like something big like this. It gives you a gusset so that you can stick something in here that's bigger, that's fatter. Okay. All right, let's just make sure that nothing's sticking. It's not supposed to. There we go. And this side. Yes, make sure that, stick a knife in there and make sure that your hinges aren't sticking together. Okay, we're good. There was some glue seepage right there. Okay. Yeah, we're good now. So things are good. Now what we don't want to do yet is we want to put this in here, but we don't want to put it in yet. We want this to dry, okay? Just so you can get the effect. This needs to go inside of here. Okay, let me just see if I can't put it in here, even though I really shouldn't yet because it needs to dry. But I want to show you the final product. It's okay. Okay, let's just put it in here. I'll take it out when I'm done. Okay, so there we go with that. So this is what this looks like. Okay. And then you want to get yourself a paper clip. I'm using my big old jumbo paper clips, which I still need to decorate them. And I will. Take a doily. You can coffee dye it or not. I coffee dyed mine. Coffee dyed a whole big batch of them. And they have them at Dollar Tree. They're either in the kitchen section or the party section. I found them in both. And then I've just found them on end caps. Then I went back the other day to get more, and they were all gone. I don't know. They probably moved them. I can't imagine that many doilies being sold in a day or two. So you wrap it around the top and then put your paper clip on. So if you don't have a big jumbo paper clip like that, that's fine. You can use a larger paper clip, like your regular size, larger ones like this size. And it's best if you decorate them. I just need to decorate some paper clips. In fact, I have some decorated paper clips. I need to pull those out, and I want to decorate some new ones. Anyway, look how fabulous this looks. Isn't this just so fun? So we have this one. Where's all the rest of them? We have this one, and we have this one. Aren't they beautiful? These are so fun. And like I said, these are just great just to tuck into your journal. I would just tuck these in the front or the back, just as little tuckers. Or you could put it onto a page. Put it onto a page and then paper clip it on a page. That's another way. Tuck it or paper clip it onto a page. And I want to show you, I showed you I used my Bridgerton inspired papers for these, right? For these two. This right here, I used scrapbook paper that I had. So I do have printables, so I just want to show you really quick what my printables look like. My book is done in the printables with copy paper weight, and I collaged it. Okay. And these are Bridgerton inspired papers, and we're doing a Bridgerton inspired junk journal challenge. I will put a link on the screen at the end of this video, and you can go check it out if you want to do the challenge. And you don't have to use my printables, but these are my printables. Every printable is my printables are 5 printables for $2, and you just download them yourself, and they're all Bridgerton inspired. They're all very shabby chic. And do you have to use them just for Bridgerton? No, you can, if you like them, you can use them on your projects. Like if you do card making, if you do art journaling, junk journaling, whatever you do. This is an envelope. I did it out of copy weight paper, and I made an envelope out of it. And I'm going to make that into I'm going to glue it onto this page, and then be able to put tags in here, and then be able to put tags in here. Here's another printable. There's another printable. And some of you guys have seen this a million times at the end, but I just like to show, because there's always new people, and then I'll just show you this, and then these are my printables here. Okay, so and a click to my Etsy shop is below. It's called My Fairy Treasures. Also join our group. It's called Our Magical Little Place. Clickable link below. And even if you don't junk journal, if you knit, crochet, whatever, come join the group and get inspired. If you join the challenge, you can show us everything. If you make these, show us. If you create a page in your junk journal, show us. If you create the cover, show us. Just all that kind of stuff. Okay. So join the group. If you want the printables, you can get those. And that is it for this one, you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.